let's get started. My name is Anna. What is your name?
Erica.
Erica, it's nice to meet you. Before we start talking about anything, I want to make sure that you know everything that we talk about today, whether it's related to the session or not, is confidential. Unless you're being harmed in some way, if you're harming yourself or someone is hurting you, or if you're causing harm to someone else, then I have to break confidentiality. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Perfect. And if at any point throughout today's session or in following sessions, if that becomes necessary, you have every right to request a different counselor or someone else to talk to. You will not hurt my feelings or anyone else's. We just want to help you to the best of our ability. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Perfect. And as long as you are comfortable with it, I will be taking notes and recording the session today, and that is going to remain confidential as well, unless there's harm to one of the parties involved. And this is just for my recall and furthering the treatment so that we know the baseline and how to follow it throughout. Accurate recall is important to medications and things like that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so tell me a little bit about yourself.
I am the youngest of three girls. My dad's a farmer and my mom works at a courthouse back in South Dakota where I'm from. And I'm up in Bismarck at the University of Mary, attending college.
What are you going to school for?
Well, right now it's psychology, and then I'm going to be going to grad school for HR.
What kind of grad schools are you looking at?
Currently, I'm looking at the University of Mary's program, and then NDSU's program as well.
Good for you. How old are you, Erica?
I'm 20.
That's young to be graduating so fast.
I went to school year-round to get my bachelor's degree done. And
Wow.
So I'm graduating a year early.
Wow,
And
good for you.
And technically I should be a year below where I am because where my birthday fell, I could have went in my grade or the grade younger.
The cutoff. Sure.
Yeah.
Wow, good for you. It takes a lot of determination year-round college. What do you like to do for fun when you're not studying?
I like to watch TV with my roommate, and I like to cross stitch and work out.
What kind of stuff do you guys like to watch?
Well, right now we're watching Grey's Anatomy and Criminal Minds and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think. Yeah.
True crime type stuff?
Yeah.
Interesting. I imagine that plays into psychology a little bit.
A little, yeah, and it's more fun to watch other people's lives kind of crazy than your own, so
Sure.
I'm enjoying it.
Solving problems.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. So all the questions for this session today are just about getting to know you and how we can address your problems that you might be having in the future. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right. So, how did you end up here today?
Well, I just kind of got myself into going, or talked myself into going.
Okay.
I just felt I needed a little bit more guidance on what I could offer myself, and figured this is the best way to go about that.
How come you're seeking counseling right now?
Well, I just have a lot of stress and anxiety with the normal school, and then also with the uncertainty of grad school right now.
Okay.
And I just feel that it's starting to get overwhelming, and I don't know if I quite have the capabilities to help myself right now without seeking guidance. So
Well, it's good that you can acknowledge that about yourself, needing help. It's a positive sign. Have you ever been to counseling in the past?
no,
Are you on any medications at all?
just birth control.
And that's an everyday type of thing?
Yep.
Okay. Have you ever been in the hospital for a mental health concern?
No.
How about substance abuse?
Nope.
The next section is about your family and you. So just medical history so that we can track that because genetics can play a part in what medications you can and can't take or what other treatments might actually help you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So any health problems in your family?
Just some cancer and high blood pressure and cholesterol.
Is that on your mom or your dad's side?
The cancer's on both, and then the high blood pressure and cholesterol is on my dad's side.
Anybody in your family have mental health concerns?
My mom struggled with anxiety when I was a baby, but hasn't had any issues with it since.
Does she have any experience with treatment at all?
She was in treatment for a while. I'm not quite sure. I was a baby when it happened.
Sure. Is there any substance use or abuse at all in your family?
Nope.
No drinking or drugs or anything of that
I
nature?
mean, they drink, but it's a social drink.
Okay.
So it's not, or I guess I'm not concerned. It's like a one beer, one glass of wine
Okay.
a week.
It doesn't add to your stress at all?
No.
Is there any other abuse in your family, physical, emotional, or sexual?
No.
Any legal concerns?
No.
Have you ever struggled with money or been on the lower end of anything economically?
No.
Has anyone ever struggled to keep a job?
No.
No. You mentioned both your parents are still working?
Yeah, my dad's self-employed. He farms with his dad, and my mom works at a courthouse.
Are you working while going to school?
Yeah, I work at Pride Inc. and I've worked there for almost 2 years now.
What do you do for them?
Well, I'm a residential assistant, I believe is my title.
Okay.
So I help take care of mentally and physically disabled individuals, and I really like it a lot.
Is it always the same people? You get to know them?
Yeah, I have 8 clients on my caseload within 3 different locations. So I get to know them on a personal level.
Does that ever cause you more stress having to balance work and school?
At times it does, but I feel like I have a good balance between work and school, and I think that helps a lot.
How many hours a week do you work for them?
Well, my schedule rotates every other week. So 1 week I'll do 22 hours, and the next week I'll do 35.
Oh, okay.
So it switches on the weekends I work.
Oh, okay. So it's not 35 Monday through Friday. It's the whole
it's within the weekend also.
week. Okay. Has anyone in your family ever struggled with having housing
No,
and maintaining a house and a safe environment at all?
no, not at all.
What do you hope to gain from coming to counseling?
Well, I feel that right now, since my anxiety and stress are kind of just becoming overpowering right now, I just want to build an understanding of what triggers me and also some stronger coping skills right now,
Okay.
just so I can use them in the future.
What do you think triggers you?
Well, right now, I think a big trigger is school and also the uncertainty of grad school and where I'm going to live after I graduate, because I can't get an apartment or a job in a town until I know if I'm going to go to school there. And so right now it's just a big waiting game.
Sure.
And so I think that's probably the biggest stressor in my life right now.
Is there a certain town that you want to end up in?
Well, I'm hoping I end up in the Fargo-Moorhead area.
Okay.
Because it's closer to family.
That's good. Have that support system. You see them a lot.
Whenever I can, since I'm 4 hours away, I don't really get to see them very often right now. But it'd be nicer to have them close.
Sure, that makes sense. Right. You mentioned wanting to build more coping skills. How have you tried to cope with it up until now?
Well, I've done some breathing techniques that help a lot, and
Okay.
then cross-stitching helps get my mind out of it. And then working out, it also helps because when I'm really stressed, really anxious, I just work out harder.
Sure.
And so that helps too.
That's good. You do that every day?
I try to do it every day,
Forgive me for not knowing, but cross-stitching?
but cross-stitching is this thing that a lot of older people do. My grandma says that she's too young to do it yet,
Okay.
but you have this cloth that has kind of like a grid pattern on it, and you just do X patterns with the thread, and it makes a picture.
Okay.
And it's just the repetitive and the counting, it helps me. And it's something that my mom picked up when she was struggling with her anxiety, and it's always been a way for her to manage that sense, and she taught it to me, and it's been really helpful. It's just consumes a lot of my time, so I was kind of hoping to build more coping skills that are less time sensitive,
Sure.
I suppose.
That makes sense. Are there certain pictures you like to do with your cross-stitching?
Right now I'm working on a big Noah's Ark scene,
Okay.
and so I've been working on that for over a year now.
I imagine that's really detailed.
It is. I hope I'll get it done within 2 more years. But even that seems kind of like a long shot. So
That's a lot of time. Good for you for that dedication. How would you describe your strengths?
I feel that I am very determined and passionate about certain things. And I feel like that determination, the passion, has really guided me in everything I've done and everywhere I've hoped to go at some point with career-wise. And so I definitely feel that those are my strengths. But at times when my anxiety and stress get really high, I kind of don't feel that those are my strengths anymore. I don't feel confident in my abilities. And so that's kind of an issue that I see in my life right now, is that when they get high, I don't feel like I'm capable of doing everything.
Something to work on?
Yeah.
What are you passionate about?
Definitely family and my career goals.
That's good. So you mentioned a lot of goals throughout all of your answers, and I think that's awesome. Because part of our sessions and then future sessions is working on goals that we've set today and next time you come in and the following as well. But I don't want you to leave today empty-handed. This is just our first meeting. So I think that we should set a goal that's easy for you to put into place now. And I think that the breathing technique that you've tried in the past is a good way to start. Calming yourself down with the counting and the deep breaths. Does that sound okay to you to start using that again?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a goal that you can work on right after leaving today or whenever you need it next. It could be in 5 days, 3 days, 2 hours. Just use it whenever you need it until you come and see me again next week or a different counselor, which is totally up to you. Do you have any questions for me?
Not that I can think of, no.
Okay. Do you have any concerns about anything we talked about?
No.
Okay. Then I think you are all set. It was nice to meet you, Erica. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.